As the rest of the world is still in self-isolation, the defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard is still ongoing. Evidence and testimony is mounting. It seems like there's new tea every week. The latest testimony comes from a longtime friend of Johnny Depp, Josh Richman, who in his legal deposition claimed that Amber Heard has a history of faking injuries. I'm about to serve you this update right now on IO. What's gravy? You guys are watching InformOverload. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Thanks so much for checking out another one of our videos. If this is your first time here, hey, this is IO. We do the news and we make it entertaining. Most of the time. We do the news, we spill the tea, we drink a lot of coffee, we get really hyper, and then tell you guys about news. Pretty much my job. Subscribe so we get to hang out every day, and follow us on social media so we can connect outside of YouTube. All right, I got my serious face on. It's a little bit of a more serious video because Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, serious. Johnny Depp maintains that Amber Heard's allegations against him were nothing more than a poorly carried out hoax. He claims that she faked the bruises in the photos that she used to get a temporary restraining order against him. If you haven't seen our video on that, basically Amber Heard was seen with bruises on one day, but the day before and the day after, she had none. I will leave a link at the top of the screen if you want to get more info on that. I've also created a playlist of all of our Justice for Johnny Depp videos, so if you want to check that out, it will be clickable at the end of the video for you. In an effort to, I guess, present a pattern of behavior, Johnny has filed new legal documents in his case to claim that Amber faked a bloody nose by dumping red nail polish on a tissue. This was right after a big fight between them. Longtime friend of Johnny Depp, Josh Richman, who claims he has known Johnny for over 30 years, has revealed some interesting information in his legal deposition, which was obtained by The Blast. The part that was released to the public refers to an incident at Johnny and Amber's wedding. It speaks about how people who were close to Johnny were not supportive of his marriage to Amber. The wedding took place on February 7th, 2015 in the Bahamas on a small island. There weren't many attendees, and none of the few friends of Johnny Depp that were in attendance at the wedding were happy about it. They spoke about their disapproval openly. Richman said in his deposition, he said, "The general view of his friends, which I shared although we hardly knew the full details then, were that Amber Heard emotionally abused and tormented Johnny, cut him away from his real friends, and was emotionally cruel to him. He always seemed to live in fear of how she would act if he ever tried to break up with her. His family, friends, and I always felt that he succumbed to Amber's demand that he marry her for this reason, among others like it. We, and certainly I, knew from Johnny that prior to the wedding, that on a night they had an argument, Johnny recounted to me. Amber went into the bathroom and came out with a Kleenex with red on it, saying he had given her a bloody nose. But after the incident, he retrieved the Kleenex, which he says he still has to this day. Amber had placed red nail polish on the Kleenex." According to Richman, the day before the wedding, Amber Heard's friend and member of her wedding party, Io Tillett Wright, violently assaulted another member of her wedding party, Rocky Pennington, during an argument about wedding details and who was essentially going to assume the role of the wedding planner and carry out Amber's frivolous missives. Richman also says that most of the guests that were present at the wedding knew about this incident. He wrapped up his deposition with one last quote. "It was incidents like this, of which his friends knew only a fraction, that made us concerned for his welfare in this marriage. Anyone who has known Johnny for a long time, or even briefly, would notice he's a uniquely chivalrous, kind, and thoughtful person who treats every human being the same, is always helping people, and doesn't like to harm even the feelings of other people." It is important to note here that most of this testimony is hearsay. Richman did not personally witness this event. He didn't actually notice the tissue with the red nail polish on it. He was just told about it by Johnny. But if Johnny still has the Kleenex, like he says he does, then they could probably test it for DNA. I'm not really sure if they would use it as evidence or not, but I feel like it would definitely make sense to use it as evidence. And also test it for Amber's DNA because, you know, who knows, maybe Johnny could have easily just taken some red nail polish and put it on a tissue and said that Amber did that. But if Amber's DNA was on it, then that's a different story. Unfortunately, I have to wrap up this update with some bad news. It seems that Pirates of the Caribbean 6 has been officially confirmed by Disney, but it appears that Johnny Depp will not return as Captain Jack Sparrow, at least not at this time. The film is being written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, and the movie is expected to be finished by 2021. Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley are both expected to return as Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann. Disney's chief of production, Sean Bailey, said this previously about wanting to start fresh, in his words. "We want to bring a new energy and vitality. I love the movies, but part of the reason Paul and Rhett are so interesting is that we want to give it a kick in the pants, and that's what I've tasked them with." Also, another update, according to a post on her Instagram, Amber Heard's mother has recently passed away. That is all I have for you on this one. Be sure to stick around if you're interested in checking out our playlist on Justice for Johnny Depp. Otherwise, I will see you guys in a future IO video.